Happy Sunday, everybody. It's Steve here. I'm sitting here on Long Island. Gonna fly out of JFK tonight. Fly to out to Illinois. So I've been snow's coming down. It's cold. That's the reason I live in South Carolina. I'm just continuing to read here in this Faith Alone devotional. This was Bucky's book. And reading today, this one's titled Living in Christ. And now, dear children, continue in him, that when he appears, we may be confident and unashamed before him at his coming. 1 John 2:28. What should you do when the thought of death frightens you and your conscience bothers you? Continue to live in Christ. You must believe that you can accomplish nothing by your own works, and that the only way is through Christ's righteousness. John 6:29 says that the work of God is believing in the one he has sent. So when Nathan corrected David, and David confessed his sin, Nathan replied, "The Lord has taken away your sin. You are not going to die." That's 2 Samuel 12:13. David simply lived in grace. He didn't even think about trying to satisfy God with his works. When Nathan said, "The Lord has taken away your sin," he was proclaiming the message of grace, and David believed it. After Adam sinned, he could do nothing that would bring him into a state of grace. But God said that one of his descendants would crush the serpent's head, Genesis 3:15. It was by this promise Adam was made alive. Because he believed in the word, he was saved and justified without any works. Our nature struggles fiercely against being saved without our works and tries to deceive us with the grand illusion of our own righteousness. So we may find ourselves attracted to a life that merely appears to be righteous. Or because we know we aren't righteous, we may be frightened by death or sin. Therefore, we must learn that we should have nothing to do with any way of becoming righteous except through Christ alone. Now, I was reading another verse in Numbers, and the Israelites were traveling through the wilderness. And this is chapter 21, verse 4. They traveled from Mount Hor along the route to the Red Sea to go around Edom. But the people grew impatient on the way. They spoke against God and against Moses and said, "Why have you brought us up out of Egypt to die in the wilderness? There is no bread, there's no water, and we detest this miserable food." Then the Lord sent venomous snakes among them. They bit the people, and many Israelites died. The people came to Moses and said, "We sinned when we spoke against the Lord and against you. Pray the Lord will take away the snakes from among us." Don't like snakes. So Moses prayed for the people. The Lord said to Moses, "Make a snake and put it up on a pole. Anyone who is bitten can look at it and live." So Moses made a bronze snake and put it up on a pole. And when anyone was bitten by a snake and looked at the bronze snake, they lived. And Paul talks about this and references this. Talks about this was a foreshadowing of Christ, being lifted up on the pole, lifted up on the cross, and those that look on him are saved. The same thing. I love all the things that point to the Lord, all the things in the Old Testament that point to Jesus, and this is one of them. And the things in our lives like that, where we get caught up in things and we try to do things on our own and try to live a righteous life and try to do all these things. We're simply to look to the Lord and believe that we're saved through his grace. There's nothing that we can do to earn our salvation. It's believing on the Lord, looking to the Lord. And no matter how hard we kick and try and everything else, it's looking to the Lord. And I was sitting there thinking about back in the day when the kids were little, we used to take them to the pool and take them swim. Of course, they wanted to jump right in and swim. And they loved being in the shallow end, obviously, because they could walk around or whatever. And I remember going, okay, well, let's look, it's time to teach you how to swim and help you to gain confidence and learn to swim. And I remember I would get them and I'd go, okay, come on with me. And I want you to just keep your head up. I'm going to help you. You just kick. And So I remember I would take the kids, I'd hold their hands, and they'd kind of be stretched out behind, and I'd back, and they'd kick. And I can remember I was reading these verses, I was thinking about this, and it just this just reminded me of that, when they would kick along. And I remember sometimes the kids would, as they were looking, they would look down and they'd see how deep the water was, and they would get scared. And I would just tell them, just keep looking at me. Keep looking at me. I got you. I got you. I'm not going to let you go. I'm going to hold on to your hands, and I'm not going to let you go. You just kick and don't look down. Look at me. And I would pull them along, and they would swim along and all. And I just think about that, and I think about all the troubles and trials and things in our lives like that just make us scared. That we're to look to the Lord and know that we're saved and saved by grace. So I just smile every time I think about that with the kids, and I think about that. And again, all the things as a parent raising kids that just help me see and know and appreciate God and that He's got us. So I hope this was a blessing to you. Hope you have a great Sunday, and I'll be flying around on Sunday. So have a great day. Hope this was a blessing to you, and see you next time.